My name is Gentry McGee. I'm from Wilmington, Ohio. I am a chef. I specialize in organic whole foods, and I also do holistic health and wellness consulting, and I have a line of organic whole foods products that was just launched recently on the market. When I was young, my idea of the American dream was actually the ability to move beyond the current situation. So I actually originally am from a family of farmers, very, very hardworking southern farmers, and I think my idea of the American dream was formed by watching TV and seeing Hollywood and seeing people who were able to move above, what their roots were. And at the time, I thought that was very glamorous, and maybe when I was young, that was the dream to just excel and get out of my family of origins work, basically. But interestingly enough, years later, I went back to the land as my career, so it came full circle. I think my idea of the American dream currently is to be able to work hard and achieve whatever you want, and I truly believe that you can do anything you want, and along the way many people will say, this isn't possible. So I think the American dream is actually proving that anything is possible if you are dedicated and you're committed to doing it. It may not be in the form that you originally thought it would be. It may take a different shape, but I think that's also the beautiful part of the American dream. So currently my business, the line of products that I developed, the organic foods, actually started. My father suffered a traumatic brain injury, and one day he was dying, literally, and I tried to think of everything I'd learned along the way throughout my life of things that you might not necessarily find out with Western medicine. And I've studied a lot of integrative medicine and alternative nutrition. And one day I looked at the feeding tube formula that they were giving him, and I read the ingredients, and I was appalled. And I thought it would be very easy to find an alternative, so I started looking for one, and I couldn't find one. Nothing existed. So I went to my doctor, and I told him that I wanted to develop an organic feeding tube formula for my father, and he agreed that it needed to be done, and that kind of set in motion what started out just to be something I thought would save my father's life. Along the way, after I developed this and saw how quickly he responded, his physical body responded to nutrition, I knew what I had to do with the rest of my life. So I went back to school and I studied holistic nutrition, and along the way many people that I met found out what I had done for my father and started inquiring about getting this formula for themselves or their loved one. So I tried for 5 years to get it on the market, and along the way I ran into many twists and turns, and I'm finally there. I was finally able to do that. So it was actually my father who inspired my American dream, which at the time I had no idea this would be what I ended up doing. I think it's tangible. I think because where we've come to as a culture and the economy, especially right now, people feel as though they have no control over their finances, over their future, over their jobs. And by digging their hands into the earth and being able to plant seeds, knowing that you can feed your family or at least supplement your groceries every week. And I think when people start doing that, there's no turning back. I mean, it's a completely different mindset. And once you can feel that connection with the land, the cars, the big houses, those really lose a lot of meaning, because how is that affecting society? What are you contributing to society? And I think that's why we see urban farming rising and farmers markets and CSAs and everything, and on every city and every street corner you can find this happening, and I think it's wonderful. And I think it's a huge movement, and I do think that the American dream, as we knew it, of suburbia is dead, and I don't think it's a bad thing. One of the most important things I think it's a collective, which is never take anything personally, and don't be afraid to ask for what you want, because the only thing that can happen is someone will tell you no, and if you don't ask, no matter what it is, you're not going to get it, you're not going to get anywhere. So never be afraid, and just know that if it doesn't work out, there's always another way around it. It's like the river that flows around the rock, right? I mean, it doesn't stop. It continues to go. You may have to shift, you may have to turn, but you will get there, and that's the most important thing that I've learned, to be flexible and just to not take it personally if it doesn't work out the way I think it should. Never give up. I mean, I think the help is out there. It's finding the right person that can help you. It took me 5 years, literally, to get to where I am today with my product, and it happened because I never gave up. I became discouraged many times, but I never really stopped, and I just felt that if I kept pursuing, I would find someone to help me. And that's the other important thing, is to find an ally, find someone who believes in you, find someone who believes in your dream and will support you in that dream, because there truly is, there's power in numbers. And so if you can surround yourself with the people who believe in what you're doing and who will support you, there's no failing. And again, it may not look like what you think it's going to look like, but you will get there.